ride, and welcome to another episode of The Escape, a random Thursday. But we've been so busy, but we're just like, you know what? Let's do a show tonight. Adam can't make it, but we have Josh and Nate from Pork Chop Express. Wait, let me do it proper. Yay! So, how you guys doing?
Great.
Tired.
I see. Nate sent the confirmation like, we're doing show today. We're like, yeah, we're doing show. He's like, I woke up at 4, and I'm like, okay. Me, same. I don't know. I woke up. It was a weird day, like for me, because I popped up at like 4:30. I'm like, well, this is bullshit. Like this, I don't want any part of this.
That's for me.
Yeah, I was like, but I was able to lay back down for a little bit. But it was, it's one of those weird, random days. And Josh, how you doing, sir?
Doing great.
I said we were just talking a few minutes ago. Like, so Josh is preparing for a flood. I'm preparing for a small blizzard. Nate, what's going on in Arizona?
Like 76 and sunny.
Son of a bitch.
Always around in green jello.
That's how we roll down here.
Yeah, for now until you. Well, I saw one guy was making a video. He took, he had to be somewhere by, the desert because he took like a big magnifying glass and was melting a rock. I'm just like, what the hell? Like,
what kind of rock was it?
It was just, I don't know, but it was a rock and it just started melting. I'm like, what kind of lens is that? And then like, where are you? Where like, holy geez, like it was like a death ray. And I'm like, did you see like, there was always the jerk kid, and I don't know if anybody was a jerk kid who took the magnifying glass, was burning like bugs and stuff. I was like, not burning rocks and like melting rocks. I was like, holy geez. So
it gets so hot here that the asphalt buckles. It does. Like they have to. Some wild stuff happens down here.
You gotta go spray it down to keep it moist enough, or
I don't know. There's a guy with a squirt bottle. It's me. I have like.
Is he keeping the cats away? No, I'm keeping my my blacktop from collapsing onto itself from the heat of this. Oh goodness gracious! So
yeah,
but so we got a lot. Well, we got a lot to talk about because, like I said, we've been off for a couple weeks. I've been training for a new job, so super busy. Adam was moving, and then he got switched to like 12-hour shifts. And he's just like, I can't do anything. I'm like, okay. So I threw out the like, hey, we're doing a show tonight if you want. He's like, can't. I'm like, all right. But lots of Ninja Turtle news. Josh, I know you love Ninja Turtles. I'm not sure how much you keep up with most current stuff. We're gonna talk Last of Us. We're gonna talk Mando and all the kind of Star Wars drama news. Plus, we'll talk some comic books. And where do you guys want to start?
What do you think?
Turtles.
We'll go
Turtles for 200. Turtles for 200.
Turtles for 200, Alex. The Ninja Turtles are coming out with a new movie.
That is Mutant Mayhem.
Mutant Mayhem is correct. Sorry, I don't have $200 to do you. I gotta owe it to you.
All right.
But did you guys see the trailer for that? Did you guys see the cast? What'd you guys think?
I'm not liking the style of
it. That's always the tricky thing, especially like 2D animation. Like you always had like, it all sort of looks the same, but when you go to 3D animation, like I remember like when the Star Wars first started going to like that 3D animation thing, I was like, that's such a weird look. It kind of grows on you a little bit, maybe not others, but I was just like, I saw that. I'm like, okay, we'll give it a try. But they definitely lean pretty hard into the actual teenage. I think, is it Mikey or Donnie's got braces? And I'm like, okay, fantastic. But Nate, what did you think?
I feel like everybody's trying to go for like a stylized look now. I mean, Spider-Man multiverse, not Marvel, but I forget what it's called. That was really highly stylized. If you watch Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, has that same kind of stylized feel, and I feel like maybe they were kind of going for something like that, but it didn't come out very well.
Well, it's also I mean, it's a trailer, and they still got a few months, so you don't know. I figure at least style wise, that's probably how it's going to be. But like overall, like it really had a very, gritty look to it, which I think Ninja Turtles, like especially the comics, really gritty, really dark. But I was like, so I think they tried to add a little bit of that, but I always wonder what when you see a trailer to actual screen, what if there's going to be any changes or anything like that.
I hate to talk bad about it. I love Ninja Turtles, but it looked a bad clay animation, like CGI.
Yeah, not great. Like I said, even when I saw it, I'm like, not not loving it. Not of all the ways to take it, like you could have gone like comic book style. You could have gone to the however many iterations there have been of the actual animation. You know,
But you'll
animated
still
turtles.
watch it. You'll still
I'll
watch
watch
I'm
it.
still gonna give it a shot. And hell, you know what? Let's call now. We'll come back. We'll review it. Good, bad, indifferent, whatever. But
it.
yeah,
And the
why not?
cast does look actually a little like overboard. Like I was surprised when I was reading
Yeah,
the
they.
names.
I think Seth Rogen pulled in every single like mark he had to get some of these people in it. Because yeah, like you said, it was pretty star-studded voice cast. So,
Yeah,
but also just because they're big names like on the screen doesn't always make them the best
yeah.
voice actor.
Who
Sometimes.
who's playing Splinter?
Oh, hold on. Pull it up. Jeez, Nate, I'm prepared
It's
to
the
do
cast of the Expendables.
All right, so I know Baxter. All right, Pearson. All right, so we got Paul Rudd as Mondo Gecko, Giancarlo Esposito as Baxter Stockman, Rose Byrne as Leatherhead. Didn't see that one. Jackie Chan as Master Splinter.
I think Josh should be Master Splinter. I'm going to cast my vote right now.
I think Jackie Chan's gonna do a way better job.
I'd ask you to do your best Master Splinter, but I don't want to get you in trouble. So, but yeah. So, like I said, pulling in a lot of names. Yeah. Well, Seth Rogen jumps in for Bebop. John Cena is Rocksteady. Natasha Dimitru. I don't see that's a problem. Like, if you're under 30 in Hollywood right now, I have no idea who you are. So I don't know if this person's popular or not.
Sign of the
She,
times.
yeah, so sign of the time, sign of me aging as a person. She plays Wingnut. Maya Rudolph is Cynthia Utram. Uh, I'm not even Ayo Debiri is April O'Neil. Ice Cube is Superfly. Post Malone as Ray Flay. Hannibal Buress as Genghis Frog, and then you got Brady Noon as Raphael, Nicholas Cantu as Leonardo, Shaman Brown Jr. as Michelangelo, and Micah Abbey as Donatello. So,
And they're all young guys, right?
yeah, they're kids.
Yeah.
So,
I
but
didn't recognize half of them.
what's that?
I didn't recognize half the people.
Yeah, like I said, if you're under 30, no, I got no idea who you are.
Jackie Chan.
I said Jackie Chan, Giancarlo Esposito, I know. Paul Rudd, I know. Yeah,
You got Ant-Man.
right.
What does Giancarlo Esposito play in Star Wars?
Oh, Moff. What's his name? I forget his name, but yeah.
Adam would know. We miss you, Adam. Oh, Adam.
I should know. I feel bad. Yes, Adam would know.
You got
yeah,
Ant-Man, Star Wars guy.
Ant-Man, Seth Rogen, pretty much just being Seth Rogen. John Cena, just pretty much being John Cena. Yeah, one of the things that a lot of people are I hate just being like, oh, we're going to talk about drama. We talk a little bit drama, but one of the big things topic is April O'Neil being portrayed as black, which she's been portrayed black in the past. But then it brings up the age-old argument was from the comics, was April O'Neil black? And it's like, I don't know. I don't care. Like when it comes down to like I remember the turtles from the cartoons, so I always remember that April O'Neil. I didn't even know the Ninja Turtles were a comic book until I was, probably well after the show was over. I was just like, I Michelangelo. But yeah, it's just one of those kind of ridiculous. You know, it basically just turned into like a between Twitter and YouTubers or yelling at each other about, you know, oh, this is how it was. No, this is how it was. You don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, I don't care. Like she's already been black, but you know, it always brings out the not always the best in people when it comes to especially in comic books, you know, because there's been so many changes from between sexuality changes, you know, sex swaps, gender swaps, which is the same thing. Race swaps, but
The first thing sounds like something that you pay for down on a shady road
down by Nate's neighborhood, I assume.
with the green Jello outlet.
You have no idea.
That's like I have no idea what you're talking about, but you want to go over to 3rd and Main. So, but oh, another thing that are you guys toy collectors so much? I know, Josh, you collect toys depending on
Josh has every collectible imaginable.
right. But you got to well at some point you got to start this. Oh, nice. Very nice.
Not really. I don't really. I'm trying to get rid of everything. I'm only keeping a handful of stuff.
Right. But I think one of the things you'd probably agree with is so NECA had their haulathon for it's or not just NECA. They had Target had haulathon, which involves you know NECA toys, some other toys, but mainly NECA stuff. And they released a new wave of uh, turtles. And the big thing, you know how when they release a wave of something, there's always like one that everybody wants. And the one right now, it's the accessory pack where it comes with 4, you know, baby turtles and some robots and everything.
Aren't they re-releasing the old toys as well? The old stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, they've the Playmates because that's like the turtle license is really weird because it's in like so many different hands. Where it's in NECA's got a piece, Playmates has a piece, and a bunch more because you see Holly, they're like Kiss, you know, Gene Simmons. They'll throw that name in anything. So, but one of the big things, you know, get your opinion on this. So, you basically the artificially setting the market for toys, where you know there's always ones where they release like a few more of them, you know, like I said, they know this one's going to be really popular, but they're really going to not release that many of them. And one of the big things you see is like people are like, we're so upset that they did not get that toy, like when it first, you know, hit the shelf, that they threatened to be like, oh, why do I even collect? You know, why I even do this? It's like, because you didn't get a toy like the first week. Like, I understand, you know, there's FOMO, but like, you know, like it's like a FOMO rage.
which is basically the mentality of a 3-year-old who doesn't get what
right. I was like, let's be honest, like kids aren't collecting these toys for the most part. Like they might somewhat collect with their parents, but these aren't the toys like, oh, like the little kids are going, ooh, I want the NECA, you know, Ninja Turtles. Be like, no, like they're gonna go to the toy section, you know, and look at toys there because those are for, you know, those are collectibles. They're in the collectible section at Target.
I might have to get some.
It's like they keep dragging me back in, but
I'll get them and resell them.
a lot of people do that too.
I have a couple Funkos, but I try not to go into the toy realm. I have way too many comics as it is. So
trust me, that was the thing too, because I was like, I'm just gonna get a couple turtles. You know, I'm not gonna go crazy into the NECA line. So let me show you all the NECA ones I've got. So I've got these NECAs here. I've got some NECAs over there. I'm like, oh, bitch, I knew that was gonna happen. But yeah, it's you know, I think they do it to an extent. You know, release like they let a few out, but man, it's the it seems like they're just kind of playing with the collectors at this point. Certain times. What do you guys think about that?
I think it's great. Because there's so much saturation and everything, the value is not there. So if these things are a little harder to get and you're able to get one, then the value goes up and it's cool.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Everybody bitches about, like for McFarlane. Oh, he makes too many Batman. Okay, well, go check any store. You're probably going to see, one, a bunch of Batman, and then you're going to see a bunch of like Wonder Woman figures that have, dust on them because they've been sitting there for the last 3 days. So, I mean, it's great that like McFarlane puts out a bunch, but at the same time, like you said, there's like, if you are a reseller or if you are like someone who actually wants to collect for a little bit of value, that's not exactly helpful for those folks.
But it seems like with some of these things, like I called you the other day about the toy we made,
right?
And looking at McFarlane's line, he's got like his staple pieces, $20-$25, and then they have some ones that are more rare. I forget if it's like the signature gold line or what it's called, but those ones are way more expensive. So I mean, it's like having a comic book about Chihuahuas and doing specialty covers and releasing those slowly, giving them all. Josh, Josh, like you're tripping.
And here we said we weren't going to talk about Chihuahua.
We can. I'm just tired of talking about Chihuahuas. Josh hears me talk about Chihuahuas like every day.
Right. Sick of the Chihuahuas. And then Nick starts sending me Chihuahua stuff or dog stuff all the time.
It's like this. Hey, Josh, I saw a dog. Hey, Josh, the heater's making weird noises. You want to talk about Chihuahuas?
Hey, Josh, it's nighttime. Night of the Chihuahuas. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think like for comics, it's a little bit different because, obviously there's the grading process, and I think you can get toys graded, but I think, as far as, unless you are strictly reselling, I think if you're trying to go collecting for, the monetary value, hope things are going to go up in value. I don't know if that's where toys are going right now, because even you're talking about, that you said had some pops. One of the things that my wife and I collect, we collect pops because it's one of those things that just gets us out of the house to go. We went hunting for pops because it's just a nice thing for us to do. But I think they just said, I forget how many millions of pops basically they have to go put in a landfill because they've oversaturated the market. And not to mention it's a combination of, oversaturation, but also making characters that people don't want. Like I can't remember last time we're like, oh, I hope we can go find this pop in the store. We're just like, we go, we look, and we keep moving. Like it's like literally nothing out.
There's a store in LA in the mall, in a nice mall. It's a Westfield mall, which is like kind of a fancy pants mall on the West Coast. And they had a legitimate, like, entire store, floor to ceiling, entire thing encased in pops. Just like there was a line out the door. Like, how they have, like, some places they'll like make people wait to get in.
Right.
They like had a line and it's like full of, they're like, wow, really? Like, you guys are doing that?
Wow.
And do they grade toys yet?
I know they grade them. I don't know if they grade all toys, but I know like the old school like Star Wars toys, you can get those graded.
I saw a Princess Leia in the package, whatever year Star Wars toy was like $5,000.
Yeah.
At a shop over here, just looking around, I was like, wow.
Well, I think the big one from like the original Star Wars lines is the Boba Fett that fires the missile.
Oh, nice.
So I think that's the big rare one for those ones. But
I think I had that.
I have it.
I think everybody goes, wait a second.
You hear Josh? He says he has it right now.
But I mean, it's going to be bad. It's going to be like another leg from another action figure. You know what I mean? I used to take those things apart and switch them around and blow up firecrackers. I played with toys.
Yeah, you were a crazy nerd who played with his toys. Like, how dare you?
It's got an Ewok leg on one leg.
He looks like C-3PO. He's got half like Ewok from the knee down.
Oh man. Yeah, I see like the Funkos, like a lot of people at the cons now that I've seen are doing like little remarks on the Funko. It looks really cool.
Yeah, I know at one of our local toy shops we have an artist who he repaints Funkos, customizes
Yeah.
them. Yeah, it's I think people are comparing to Beanie Babies. I don't want to quite put them in that realm because honestly, I couldn't tell you the difference between two Beanie Babies to save my life. But at least the Funkos, like I think they because they just opened like a factory like last year. I think it might be over by you, Nate, where it was like, they literally have this warehouse full of Funkos that they can't get rid of.
Wow.
And it's like they just went way too hard, way too fast, and like unfortunately, like Marvel and Star Wars, it's a whole lot of things people don't want right now. It's like here's a bunch of product. We're like, no, take it back.
That's I heard something similar with like diamonds. So like for a long time, diamonds were in high demand, and then they started mining so many diamonds that they had to like hold it back to keep the value up because like Josh is saying, flooding the market.
Well, that's the the dirty little secret with diamonds, and especially I think it's the Bears family where they're like if they release all their diamonds, they'd be worthless. Diamonds aren't that rare. So but yeah, I think it was the Bears family where they're like if the Bears release all their diamonds, like the rarity would just plummet to nothing because as it turns out, so, unless one person has them, So,
That's crazy.
anyway, so speaking of Star Wars, I know Josh, you said you watched the first part of Mando season 3, right?
Yeah.
So
it was great. It was a great intro. It was a great intro where they left off and where it's gonna head. It went by too fast for me. I was like, why is it over already? What did I miss? Like, did I fall asleep? Like, it was like 45 minutes long, and like it seemed like it went by in like 15 minutes, and I was like, what's going on here? I mean, I was so engaged in it, just time flew. So I don't want to spoil stuff, but people maybe watch it.
We're adults. You can spoil away. So I was listening to a show earlier. Like, you can definitely tell it's like episode 3 though, because they took the first 2 episodes and threw it into Boba Fett. So, and I think it was a little bit unfair if you didn't actually watch Boba Fett and you sat down to watch season 3 of Mando. You'd be like, why the hell's Grogu? Why is Grogu back? Why is there a starfighter?
That's why Josh thought he fell asleep.
it's like
I watched Boba Fett. I watched it.
I'm just giving you a hard time. Okay.
I mean, I might not remember that I watched it, but I watched it.
I watched it. It wasn't good. I didn't like it, but I watched it. That's how I felt. I was like, yeah, I watched it. I didn't like it, but I saw it.
I'm going to throw a side topic in.
Oh, okay.
I watched History of the World Part 2.
Yeah.
I wanted to like it. I really did. And what did you just say? I didn't like it, but I watched it.
Well, I've been waiting to see somewhere because Mel Brooks and just in general, History of the World Part 1, one of the best comedies ever made.
Yes.
And I always and as soon as they announced it, I'm like, oh no, like, don't do this. Like when they announced like Ghostbusters, we're bringing back Ghostbusters, but all girls, and everybody went like, don't do that. No, don't do that. I think that's what everybody kind of did. It'd be like, yeah, we're doing History of the World Part 2. We're like, but should you? Oh, Mel Brooks is on board. All right.
I want to watch another episode or two just to give it a chance, but it felt like someone dragging their dead dog down the street, talking about they're trying to walk their dog. It doesn't look. It's kind of cool. Don't do that.
It's like please just don't. Please stop. It's already dead. Yeah. Oh goodness. So that's kind of like how it was with Night Court. I was like, I wanted to like it. I actually liked the Night Court, so I was pretty happy about that. But yeah, I was. Yeah, we're so far behind because we're watching Last of Us. We're watching Picard. I got to get caught up with Mando for the show, and then just whatever else happened. But yeah, so Night Court I liked. That was fun because I just remember having, and when shows have been on so long, you'll be like, was it good, or did I think it was good because I was either not smart enough or people told me that it was good and I should have liked it.
This is great.
Yeah, this is great. I think,
Everyone says it's great, so it must be great.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons I started doing the show, because I was like, a lot of people says it's good. I don't know. I don't think so, but yeah, it's kind of one of the. But Night Court for sure was one of those shows that I remember like my brother liking it a lot. So I was like, it's got to be good because someone older than me is liking this. So, but
Did you like the Quantum Leap reboot?
I saw a couple episodes, didn't hate it. Adam really likes it.
I liked it too. I thought it was
Adam really liked it. Did that season just wrap up?
I just started up again.
Just started up again. Oh, okay.
It took like a few weeks off, and then there's some.
Okay.
I don't like to watch them as they come out. I like to wait for a few of them and binge watch.
I'm so bad. That's one of the reasons people are like, "Did you watch such and such?" I'm like, "No, nope." I'm the guy who I remember my sister-in-law loving The Office like when it was first on. She was the only person I knew was like, "This show's amazing," and then when it came on Netflix, everybody's like, "This show's great." She's like, "Yeah, I told you," and I'm the same way. Where like, I'll catch up on something like 3 years later, and I'm like, "This show's great." Be like, "Yeah, we said that 3 years ago," and I'm just like, "Oh, all right, cool." Yeah, I'm not always I'm terrible at staying on top, especially like TV shows. I was like, I can't do that. That's why we used to run the VCR back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So,
you guys think about Shazam coming out?
Yeah, Shazam. See, here's the problem with DC. It's like I'm excited because it's comic book stuff, but at the same time, it's like you just know it's not going anywhere. So, that being said, am I going to check out? I am. What did you think of the first one? Because I remember.
I like the first one. I think it's more for little kids, but
yeah,
I still like the feel of the movie.
Right. Yeah. It seems to be geared towards a younger audience, which is perfectly okay. Like I think that's like when people are like, "Oh, I'm gonna like what they were YouTubers like reviewing the Marvels," and I'm like, or Miss Marvel, I was like, "Why would you review a show for like 12-year-old girls?" But, okay. I was like, that's what you want to do. If you've got time, cool. I was like, I do not have that. So,
I mean, it definitely should beat out Black Adam and Wakanda.
Oh, well, especially Quantumania, right? That thing took a nosedive.
I haven't seen that yet.
I did not care about it. Pretty much everything being put out by Marvel right now, I'm like, I don't. You don't need to see it.
Nate's seen it 3 times. Let's ask him.
I watched it forward. I watched it backwards in Russian, and then I watched it forward in French.
Yeah, and then he listened to all the director's tracks. Yeah.
Yes. No, I liked Jonathan Majors. We call him Majors Payne.
Right.
Like that, the way he carried that character. But I haven't seen a lot of what he's done. And my friend was like, he always plays this like brooding character. So I'm not sure if that's just his shtick, but he nailed it pretty good. Like I was digging him when he's questioning Paul Rudd and his daughter Cassie. I forget what's his name in the movie. Scott Lang. When he's questioning them in those holding cells, I was like, "Oh, this dude's pretty awesome."
Yeah, he's definitely a rising star, but I just people are like certain people are going like, he's. I saw one person referred to him as incomparable. I was like, I don't think you know what that word means, but okay. But yeah, that's the thing. It sucks because it's not any of the actors' fault. I think it's much more of the product of the way the Marvel line's going, but also like they're just still have a ton to work with.
And I read or something that they were doing reshoots from Ant-Man 1 month before the release, and I wonder, because I feel like there should have been a different ending. Personally, like for all that riffraff, it was like the same Marvel standard ending.
Yeah,
I was
well
waiting for some.
that's kind of the rumor with the Marvels. So that was supposed to come out, I think, I forget exactly when, but that got pushed back. You know, it was we're touching up the CGI guys. It's gonna take a few months, but okay, it's funny that you wait till or the Marvels to fix your CGI problem, but whatever. But also, it's more like no, that it's starting to gone through test screenings. I guess it's test screenings are just abysmal, so they got to do a bunch of reshoots with that. So yeah, Marvel's not doing a whole lot of good stuff right now. Is coming out of Kevin Feige's
I think
department
one
over there.
thing I'm excited to see from Marvel, which will be a while, is the Blade movie.
Yeah, the
I
Blade
want to
movie.
see that.
Yeah, if that thing gets made, yeah, I'd like to see it. But the only other thing, honestly, that I'm looking forward to is the Deadpool 3, and I'm not even a huge Deadpool fan, but
Yeah,
that's about the only thing. The only thing Marvel's got going because I think if they're going the Secret Wars path, whew, boy, that requires a whole lot of setup that your average, your normie don't know what the hell's going on. They're having a hard time keeping the normie audience as it is right now. You think you're going to stick around for another 2 phases, of Jonathan Majors as your main nemesis? I was like, that's a lot of commitment, and that's a young guy. I don't know if he's willing to, you know, take a decade of his life and just be committed to this train wreck that's been going on. The flood coming, Josh?
The swimming pool's going to overflow.
Oh,
he's making sure his boat is still tied up to the house.
becoming
Just
a
take your
boathouse.
laptop with you. It's cool.
I'll be sailing down that way.
So yeah, so Jonathan Majors is set to be Kang the Conqueror for the next 2 phases. Like, what do you guys think of that?
Burnout.
Yeah,
Audience burnout, actor burnout, story burnout. Oh.
yeah. The poor CGI guys who
Well,
are put in an early grave.
I am interested to see. Josh, can I tell you something or no? Can we tell something about the story? At the end, they show all these variants of Kang. So, like, I mean, hundreds, maybe more.
I heard it was like a stadium of Kang the Conqueror.
Oh, you didn't see it?
No, I didn't. But
oh, I'm ruining it for you too. Great.
Trust me, you could not ruin that movie for me.
When I went backwards in Russian, it all made sense.
Exactly.
But there's like hundreds of Kangs. So I'm like, okay, where are they going to go with this now? So they have all these. They're going to unleash like all the multiverse Kangs into the story or something.
Yeah, I was just like, oh boy, that's because at least Thanos was menacing. Like, I'm just not sure how you're gonna. I don't see the plan. Because that was the thing with the first few phases of Marvel. You're like, oh, you can see what's happened. You can see, oh, they're putting the Avengers together. We're all gonna fight Thanos at the end. Cool, got it. Now we're all like, I have no idea what you guys are doing.
I don't think they know what they're doing.
They're
just making it up as they go. Like,
it's
let's pay $200 million for a movie. We'll make at least $600 million. We'll just keep doing that. It's just the same story over and over again. Guy, girl, change it up.
Yeah, it's no bueno. I don't think they know what they got going on, and I know, Star Wars doesn't know what they got going on because they got. Remember when they announced like 16 movies and TV shows like a couple years ago? Basically, most of that got canceled except for like 2 things. So I know the Acolyte's still moving forward, even though Disney's getting sued over that because of some contract dispute. And I know the Taika Waititi movie got canceled. Rogue Squadron with Patty Jenkins finally got canceled officially, and then the Kevin Feige movie got canceled. So basically, all the Star Wars movies got canceled. What the hell's going on over at Disney, guys?
It's the Illuminati secret Disney club, man. They're messing around with people.
I was like, can you? And I know Nate, you responded. I was like, can they just sell Lucasfilm at this point? Like, just say, you know what, take it back. We don't know what the hell we're doing.
Just like I said in your post, just sell it to Vin Diesel. It'll be the new Fast and the Furious.
Because Disney's all about family too.
Yes, and they will have spaceships. They'll go fast.
That's all you, yeah, go light speed. It all lines up. I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I joke that they should put, and it's funny because I saw someone else put like "it's time" and they had a picture of Zack Snyder. I'm like, oh no, like I was joking. Don't do that. We could go really dark with Star Wars. But I think it's time where I'm like, clearly you've got no idea what the hell you're doing with this franchise. You've already trashed it. Put it in a clearance bin. Let someone else take care of it.
It's so sad because it's like such an integral part of our childhood. I mean, those movies were so iconic, and it's kind of like.
Now, do you think the original books? Have you seen the original? I think it's 7 books before the movies got made.
Okay.
Right. I think there was 7 books. The characters look a little different because that was way before the movies came out and they got structured or whatever. You think those now are going to be worth more money or less?
Not a novel connoisseur because I know, that once again, that's what edition do you got, what condition it's in, hardcover, does it have dust jackets, that type of thing. Because my wife is a voracious reader and collector of books. She loves Stephen King, but she doesn't go after a pricey book. She just likes collecting Stephen King.
I remember right, the books were like a rectangle. They were hardbacked.
Right.
I don't have them anymore. I haven't come across them yet. I want to say I did have them. I'm not unfinished packing. But I mean, those are something way before Lucas even put out the movies that came out somewhere like 1970 or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Just like anything to the right collector, I'm sure.
And then, the story's different in the books than what came out in the movie.
Right.
So, I mean, it could be one of those rare.
Yeah, you got a diehard fan, they'll probably want that.
I mean, regardless if they're worth anything or not, they're cool if you have them because it shows the basic origins of Star Wars.
Hey, Jerry, thanks for watching. But yeah, well, hell, if you'd have asked me 15 years ago, I'd have paid just about anything I could to get those books. Now, like you're saying, Nate, if you told like me a decade ago, like, hey, you're not going to care about anything Star Wars, new Star Wars coming out, I'd be like, you're out of your mind. And now I'm like, I could not give 2 flying, what's about it, because I'm just like, what's the point? If it's all hot trash,
We'll get off of Star Wars and go to Star Trek. Did you see any of those animes on, was it Paramount?
I didn't want, I'm watching Picard season 3 right now. Really enjoying that. I've always been, shouldn't say always been.
I've never seen him. I've always wanted to watch him.
Yeah, it's one, because you got your good Star Trek, and then you got your not so good Star Trek.
Right.
So there's lovers of the original series. Like my wife loves the original series. I like the Next Generation better. I like Deep Space Nine. Some people like Voyager. Didn't care for Enterprise. I know Adam likes the newer stuff. Star Trek.
Discovery was really good.
Yeah, the Discovery. I know Strange New Worlds. That's supposed to have its moments. The first two seasons, I didn't get a chance to watch, but from what I've heard of season Picard, not my favorite. Doesn't sound very good, but they let a new guy do season 3 to kind of wrap it up, and I love what he's doing. So I'm a big fan of that. But it's you like what you like, and don't apologize for it.
So didn't J.J. Abrams take over that?
Yeah. I need to come up with a moniker for him, like the destroyer of franchises. Now he's got Star Wars, Star Trek, just like, please stop letting him do stuff. Just like stay away from the stuff I like. I'll lie to you. Like, go, do something My Little Pony. I don't. Sorry, My Little Pony, but
he just ruined like so many girls' dreams.
Yeah, I was like, sorry for the female demographic that watches our show, but yeah, like the first movie I liked because it was a little bit different. But then you just realize J.J. Abrams did the exact same thing with Star Wars, where the first one, he kept it kind of safe, similar mold as to what was originally there, changed a few things, added some, spicy effects to it, and then yay, cool, same thing with The Force Awakens. Same kind of thing, change up a few things. I'm out. But then after that, everything falls apart, and you realize like he's got no creativity to him at all. Like he knows how to make things look good and shiny. Lens flares all over the place. But when it
like
comes
Michael Bay, oh, did I say that out loud?
Hey, you're not wrong. Like he's definitely got some J.J. Abrams to him, but
they're actually the same person.
I say you never seen them in the same room. I'm pretty sure. So, because I like the second Turtle movie he did, like that was fine, but the first one was like, why do that? Why do that story? And like even like the same thing with the Transformers movies, like just give me giant fighting robots. I'm pretty simple. I don't need a lot. What's the third one where he's got Optimus Prime riding, Grimlock? I'm like, that's the greatest thing that's ever happened. Like, I was like, I just went to the movie to see that. Like, that's as soon as I saw that, I'm like, pack it in. We're out. We're good. It's the most amazing thing ever. So, what do you guys think of the Michael Bay Transformer movies? Or Turtle movies? You can Michael Bay movies, whatever.
I like the Transformers all the way up until when they started bringing in was it Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah, when they brought in Mark.
When they started doing that, and I thought there was going to be a whole movie on the Dinobots.
Oh.
I was getting excited about that, but we haven't seen it yet.
What's the latest one that's coming out? Is that Dinobots or is it Beast Wars? That's okay. Is that Michael Bay? Who's doing that?
He's probably producing or something, but I don't think he's directing.
I mean, come on, you can make GoBots now. I mean, something.
Hey,
when they make a Mask movie with the
Mask was awesome.
Mask was great.
And I don't want to see a movie of it, but I just saw those little figures. Do you guys remember the muscle figures? They were pink.
Man. Yeah, Muscle Men.
Yeah. Those things were awesome.
All like wrestlers or yeah. They're like orange and red.
I just remember pink. I don't know.
It might have been pink. I might be.
Yeah.
Mixing up.
Like a skin tone pink.
It seems like they're bringing all these franchises and making them into movies. Like, I'm excited to see Mario. And I was also very surprised by the Lego movie. like really surprised. And Lego Batman was also amazing and hilarious. When you go to take your kids to a movie and you have more fun than they do in the movie theater.
Like, sorry, losers, you didn't enjoy the show.
Are you talking to us?
No, I was just, I was
Hold on.
I was talking about you're like, sorry, kids, you don't
The
know, have
cone
a
of
fun time.
shame.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So Transformers: Rise of the Beast. That's director Stephen Capel Jr.
Or just make an all-out Dinobots movie. I mean, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was looking at the credits, so they've got, Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime, but they have Ron Perlman as Optimus Prime.
They have Ron Jeremy as Optimus Prime? That's amazing.
Hey, he's in prison, isn't he?
I don't think
He can do voiceover work from prison.
I don't think he's available for press on this one.
Sorry, that was probably. This is what happens when I'm tired.
Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman.
Him too.
Yes. Not in prison, as far as I know.
Oh man. So are we going to talk about This Is Us? Because I
yeah, I would say let's get to it. So Last of Us. I'm
I
one
keep
episode.
calling it This Is Us, which is like a family movie.
Completely different show. I don't watch that one. Maybe you do. I don't know.
My wife does.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
you
blame
cry
the wife.
every episode.
Speaking of, I think my wife has cried at the last couple episodes of Last of Us. I was like, okay, I'm just kind of along for the ride for this one because she's enjoying it more than I am. I'm like, I can't stand the little girl. She's annoying, and everybody loves Pedro Pascal too much. So I'm starting to be like, pump the brakes on Pedro.
But that's what we were talking about earlier. Like, is it good because it's good, or is it like, hey, it's good because everybody else says it's good?
Well, that's my problem because when everybody's like, it's good, I was like, it's obviously shit if everybody likes it.
No, but I like the Last of Us. It has its flaws. Can I say anything about the last episode, or do you want to?
No, go ahead. Yeah, you're good.
It just touched on a couple subjects that were like one in particular, cannibalism. I do not like that topic. I don't know why.
What do you mean?
You're the weird one on that. Everybody else likes it.
You didn't have that. Wasn't pork you had for dinner.
Right. It's
the other white meat. No, but it was like, I don't know. Like I struggled through the last episode, and I think she did some good acting. And Pedro Pascal, like Mandalorian, Game of Thrones, Last of Us. I made Josh. I don't make him. I asked him to watch a movie called The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent with Nicolas Cage.
Oh God! Oh, that's the one. Yes, because everybody's using that as a meme right now on Instagram.
And it is. I thought it was going to be a certain kind of movie, and I was telling Josh about it. He watched it before I did. He's like, "It's not what you think it is." But I loved Pedro Pascal in that movie because at one point they take LSD together, and it's probably the memes you've seen. They're just so hilarious, the interactions. And I don't know. I mean, he Mandalorian and Last of Us is like almost the same, right? I mean,
essentially at this point, he picks up a random kid somewhere along the way, and they have adventures.
Isn't he in that series Pablo too?
Well, he's in Narcos.
Narcos, Pablo,
yeah.
Whatever. You know.
Well, yeah. So, yeah, the first 2 seasons were good, and then they moved on to the other ones. And everybody's like, no one cares. Everybody watched it for Pablo Escobar. But yeah, it's when you have the director of the episodes come out and saying like, we're doing more gay stories because there's not enough gay stories. I'm like, why this video game where it clearly has a defined story and a third of the stories are focused on gay characters? I'm like, that just doesn't. I don't care. Like, it's post-apocalyptic world. Like, do the zombies or don't do the zombies. Do the mushroom guys or don't do the mushroom guys. I don't care about who's first love at this point for a character I already don't like because she's And not to mention, like that could have been condensed down to like a 15-minute segment of the episode, not elongated to this. Like, she literally brought up a mall, like started up a mall in the middle of this place where they have a terrible, electrical grid. So you're literally probably killing people because you wanted to take your girlfriend out on a date at the mall. And shocker, there's, mushroom guys. It's like, it's just some of the storytelling elements. I was like, that whole episode, that could have been like a 20-minute part of an episode, and you could have focused more at, you want to talk about, develop a relationship, develop Ellie and Joel, like the two main people, like make them actually make the audience care about your protagonist. Because right now I'm like, every time he grabs a gun, I was like, just shoot her, just get it over with. I'd be okay with it. It's just like every time he grabs a gun, I was like, make this show super simple, just shoot. It's
It's over.
yeah, I was like, good, let's just end it. My wife's like, shut up. I was like, nope, just shoot her, take her out. So overall, I mean, if you had to rate it, Nate, is it a view, or do you want to give it like a scale of? I think we've got one episode left for the season, right?
Yeah, and it's supposed to be short. It's supposed to be short. Yeah, 43 minutes or something.
Okay.
I am enjoying it. Like that whole episode where she's like they're falling in love. She's supposed to be 14, and I'm like watching him like
you feel creepy watching it.
I did.
I felt like I shouldn't be watching this. Like it's one of those like I have to have no opinion because either way it's going to go wrong.
What's going to happen is that people are going to come to your door and be like, "Did you watch episode 4 of Last of Us?" Be like, "Yeah, you're a pedophile. You're going to jail."
Yes, I'm like,
it's like mass incarceration.
That was a part of it too. I'm like, they're too young. Like that to me, enjoying this, it'd be weird. Like I don't want to like this. Like
because I wasn't sure where it was going, and I'm like,
Well, I knew where it was going, but I'm like, like I said, I don't know exactly what the age range is supposed to be because I know the actress. I think she's 18. I'm like, gross. Like, no, weird.
Yeah. That's great. Make this great story and force this plot on you.
Right? Yeah. Well,
it's the other white meat.
Right. And I feel kind of the same way about the Nick Offerman story. It was like, yes, that was very nice, but we could have wrapped all that up in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it gets stretched out to the thing where I'm like, oh, we're gonna do this the whole episode. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go. Let me know what happens because I don't care. I'm just like, and people are like, oh, like Nick, you don't care about this. I was like, no, I don't want any of that anywhere. I don't want it in my comic books. Like, I just want the action. Give me the good stuff. I'm a meat and potatoes guy. Give me the action, and then I'll get on my day. All this, we're gonna focus on such and such relationship and falling in love for the first time. I'm like, nothing. That does nothing for
me. Yeah. Well, it's not like they developed those characters anyways. It just died.
Yeah, it's just like, at least other shows, they develop the characters and they care about them, then they kill them, know. But this one, I'm just like, oh, that person just showed up and dead. What was her name again? Doesn't matter. So you're giving it a recommend? Are you excited for the season finale?
I have high hopes. I feel like they started off strong, and I hope they can end strong. They're trying to do too much in too little of a time.
Well, and that's kind of the biggest complaint I've heard about people who actually have played the game, watched the TV show. They're like, they're condensing so much into 8 episodes. It's like you're choosing to focus on things that don't really matter. You're focusing on the nonsense when the actual story is actually pretty good and compelling. So
yeah.
So yeah, like I said, we got to get caught up, but yeah, we'll definitely be checking it out. So as far as if I get, I don't know. It's the hardest thing for me is if you're gonna do a post-apocalyptic, you know, zombie show or not zombie show. I know people got upset at. I think Ben Shapiro got people got upset at him because he called it a zombie show. I'm like, it's a zombie show. It's just they're mushrooms. Like there's no difference. That's why I was like, yeah. The biggest thing is I don't think they've differentiated. The different. Like how is this story different from every other post-apocalyptic shows? And to me, I'm just like, it's all yep, it's ruined and everybody's terrible. Check. But all right. Start to wrap it up here, guys. So you have any comic recommendations, Nate, by chance?
Comic, you want to talk about Chihuahuas or you talking about in general?
In general, if you want to talk about Chihuahuas or
put it on there.
You want us.
Josh wants to talk about Chihuahuas.
Oh, okay.
Do I?
Yeah, sure.
Well, Josh is going to be guest starring, not this weekend, but the following weekend. Come on, say it.
At SAC Comic-Con.
Yay!
Hey. And Eric, what's his last name?
Ruiz
is going to be.
Who's that guy?
Eric. He's going to be there doing custom Chihuahua work.
Sketch covers.
Sketch covers. Sorry.
Fantastic. And when's that going to be?
March 17th and 18th.
So not this weekend, following.
Yeah, following weekend.
And where's that at?
Sacramento Convention Center.
Fantastic.
And the following weekend after that, in Arizona, we'll be going to the Verde Valley Comic Expo in Cottonwood. I don't know if anyone watching your show will be in Cottonwood, but if you do, the password is Viper Sauce.
Yes, that's amazing. I don't know if that has to do with anything, but I just
I'll give you Nate's number right now, live. DM him.
555.
He'll walk you in personally.
Yes. Yeah, Chihuahuas is going, man. We're about 3 pages away from finishing issue 4. We've had a myriad of challenges, but we're working through them. I don't know.
Don't get me started. Not on the air.
We're learning about plagiarism.
Oh.
Some of the work we've had is like homage, and we're trying to learn and understand the boundaries of homage. And also, if you're watching, person, don't lie about it. Someone lied to us about plagiarizing, and it was very uncomfortable because it's very obvious when you put the work side by side that it was referenced strongly. So, person. But anyways, yeah, man, just still meeting good people and excited to be doing SatCon and
very excited for issue number 4. Number 4 is
on. And are you guys going to be doing a
Kickstarter
for it? Okay.
Yep. And if I don't, can you pull up Eric's Instagram page? It's E Ruiz Illustrations, RUIZ. Eric has been amazing to work with. I don't know if I already said this on the air, but hats off to Josh, because Josh was like, we should really work with this guy, and Eric has been nothing but shits and giggles. I mean, he's been great. He's a
phenomenal artist.
Yeah, he's a good artist, consistent. He's reliable. He communicates. I mean, we probably couldn't have asked for a better person to come on board. and that's his own project called Lucharillas, which is really cool about these wrestling gorillas. He's really into wrestling.
That's awesome.
I don't know if you go. Oh, there's a page.
A couple of them.
Yeah, that's from issue 4.
Oh yeah.
So it really marries the two together, and we sold out of a lot of our issue 3s. Like,
I haven't seen it. Sorry.
Oh, okay. We sold out of a lot of our issue 3s, and we're having the reprint done now, and we're going to be sending some out to you guys out in the Detroit area.
Okay.
So you'll be able to see the artwork from 3 to 4 and see how it kind of works together.
He did really good on taking the different artist styles and merging them into one to make it look seamless almost throughout the issues.
Well, I think that's one of the tricky things, especially when it comes to comic books, where you think, oh, I'm just gonna walk in and do what I want or do my thing, and it's like, oh, you kind of gotta, we kind of have a way we're going, and like eventually you can, work in your own stuff. But I think that was one of the things that kind of surprised me, where that artists kind of have to, sort of be like, oh, we're kind of stay within the lines a little bit sometimes. You can't just, like I said, you just can't be like, oh, this is my style and this is what we're going to be like. Yeah, but we kind of want to, like you said, we got a new artist, but we kind of want to make it look,
That's a big lesson we're learning, is communication with the different people, because the interpretation of like what is on the page written and what's been done previously, like it's I think artist by artist it changes. So we've really lucked out with Eric, because he just kind of got it.
Right.
And this is his first book, and we're just, we want to continue to work with him and support him. And yeah, I mean, like I said, if Josh, I was kind of like, it's okay, his style's good, I like it, but Josh is like, no, like you need to like
no.
If you look at, I forgot what we were looking at, his Instagram or something. If you look at his art, you can just have a feeling of this guy is like, how come he's not signed to a major label or something? Like, how come he's never done anything before? And the guy was just as excited as we were about our project when we first met him. And like, that really gave me a good vibe. The guy's like, we don't even know this guy. We just called him up, and he was super excited. And the guy has been nothing but great for us. Well, I mean, hopefully we can continue to work with him on other projects. And you probably wouldn't, he can probably do any style you want. And he has his own, which you can see in his T-shirts. Doesn't he have some toys out?
Yeah.
I don't know if he has toys yet, but he's building this little empire based on this Lucharilla thing. And I don't quite understand his whole approach, but he's got T-shirts. They've got speakers, credit card.
Bottle opener?
They have all of this merch, and he's gonna do a comic book, but he's like building up the merch side first, which doesn't make sense to me. But
it seems a little backwards, but
he goes out and he goes to events, and he's working with professional wrestlers, and he'll give them shirts, or they'll do a cross promotion or whatever. So yeah, it's just super cool.
It's kind of scrolling through the whole Instagram. Some of it looks like some Dragon Ball stuff, some Motu stuff. That and some other stuff on records. But yeah, it's fantastic. Sounds like you guys kind of got lucky, or hopefully lucky. So
We got lucky.
But sometimes it takes different styles, and when people link up, it's
if you knew what we had to go through to connect with him, we'll tell you off air. It's actually hilarious, and it was costly. Let's just say that.
Oh, okay.
And a good deal of stress too, but it everything happens for a reason, right? So I don't know.
All right. Before we go, any reading recommendations besides just Chihuahua stuff?
I've been
guys
enjoying
read?
8 Billion Genies. That's I'm not done or caught up yet, but having fun with that one.
Awesome. Who's that by? I know I've heard of it. I can't remember the
I
publisher.
don't know who it's by. It's an Image
Image book.
comic, yeah, but they're on their like 5th or 6th printing already.
Oh,
The story is just unique. Okay, can I say?
yeah, go ahead.
Everyone on Earth gets a genie at the same time, and they have one wish. So it just mayhem. It's just all this crazy stuff is happening, and it starts off in a bar, and there's kids at the bar for some reason. But the guy that gets his genie wishes for the bar to be protected from anything else because like the genies tell them the rules. So like he gives his wish away, but they're protected. So then there's all these like things happening in there, and then the world turns square. It turns into an ice cream cone. Like it's just crazy. So
It sounds like a bizarre story, but in a fun way.
yeah.
Josh, you got any recommendations? Even documentaries about mushrooms or anything? Nothing. Okay.
Nothing quite yet.
He's working on it. He's working on it.
Oh, okay. So I did pick up this comic. This comic is a year late. This is Swamp Thing Green Hell issue 2. It took a year plus to get to issue 2, and I'm not gonna say it was totally worth it, but it's a really fun story. The ones that's I'm kind of disappointed in. Nate, this might disappoint you as well. The new Wildcats.
Oh no.
There's things I like. There's things I don't like.
Yeah.
So I'm still, it's so hard to judge comic books like issue by issue. And that's one of the reasons I don't do too much like just issue by issue reviews, because I'd rather get the whole story before you tear something apart or give it a good grade. But right now it's just like, ugh, Nate, it's not the 90s. It's not the 90s Wildcats. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But I knew there was gonna be changes coming over, 2023, and I'm just like, man, I wish you had not done that. And there's been a few of those, like, why'd you do that? So I think you heard it here first. So we are going to review Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem. So Josh has come back to that. Nate, are you reviewing it too? Yeah, take the kids.
TBD.
TBD. Okay, fair. So, that's a summer movie, so that's coming. I think it's August 4th. That's coming out. So
okay.
Yeah,
we'll
we
give
need
it a
to
shot.
beat the heat.
What's that?
When he needs to beat the heat out there, he can go in the movie theater.
Yeah, well, once he gets done spraying down his driveway, so it doesn't collapse. But
with green jello. I'm on my tippy toes.
Yeah.
His tippy toes in his birthday suit, frolicking in green jello, and 120-degree heat.
A party in Arizona. Oh, man.
All right. Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap it up, gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Had a blast. Go check out nightofthechihuahuas.com or go follow Pork Chop Express over on Instagram. Are you guys on Facebook too?
Just Night of the Chihuahuas, no pork chop on Instagram. I mean Facebook.
Yeah, but you'll find them on Instagram, and then you can get to, if you want to get home. That's an easy way too. So, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining. Had a blast, and we'll see you next time.
All right.
Thank you.